To the other NBA playoff teams, last night in the West, the Denver Nuggets pushed their series against the Thunder to a very familiar place. They pushed it to a Game 7. Nikola Jokic was 2 assists shy of a triple-double. And a sick Jamal Murray put in 25. That ultimately helped Denver beat Oklahoma City 119-107. Game 7 will be in OKC on Sunday, giving the Nuggets a much-needed 2-day break. Here's Jokic on the big win last night.
It was a collective effort. I think our defense was supposed to be, holding that. I think the whole series, we are holding that team when we were around 100, 105, 110 points. I think that's really good for us. Well, except the first game, they scored 150, whatever. So it was an interesting game, and I'm just glad that we won it.
Just the mentality, how important is that approach going into Game 7 in front of the home crowd?
Yeah, just do or die. It's what you live for. It's what you worked your whole life for. It's either your dream continues or your dream ends. So you lay it all out there on the floor and live with the results. But I'm excited for the opportunity for sure.
And he should be excited that it's in Oklahoma City. None the fact. The Nuggets fired their coach with a week left in the regular season. Are we more impressed that Denver at this point pushed the best team in the NBA to 7 games? Wendy, I'm going to you, or that OKC failed to close them out?
Well, so this game was so much about Denver they were like crawling through the desert, Jokic trying to get some help from somebody else than the starters. And one of the reasons why they let Calvin Booth go in addition to the head coach was that they felt like he didn't do a good enough job building out this bench. Look what happened in this game. A bench player, Julian Strawther, comes off and scores 15 points, and it makes all the difference in the world. All of a sudden, Denver looks like a completely different team. He had scored 17 points the whole playoffs. He scores 15 points off the bench in this game. If Denver can get any sort of help for Jokic, they're winning. They're probably winning the next round if they can get help like this. Problem is we can't rely on it. It was great for Julian Strawther. I love seeing him. I love seeing him celebrate. I have no idea whether he's going to be able to do it again in Game 7. 2 important things, though. 1, Denver's played 7 games in 13 days. It's been a brutal stretch of games. They go to 7 against the Clippers. They go 7 again here. They get 2 days off here. You saw David Adelman last night saying, everybody, don't come anywhere near this building. Totally recharge tomorrow. We need this in the worst way. The second thing is, right at the end of this game, when it was all in hand, Aaron Gordon tweaked his left hamstring.
Yep.
That is a big development because they can't afford him not being 100%.
No way.
He said after the game, he was feeling it and he was going to get treatment. This didn't look like a serious. He was able to continue in the game. But that extra day could be huge in seeing what he could bring. That, to me, is the biggest piece of information. This isn't about like a gut check. This isn't about who's ready for what. What's Aaron Gordon's health going to be on Sunday afternoon? And then the other thing I'm going to say is Jalen Williams, who is an all-star, who is going to be an all-NBA player probably, who is about to get a massive contract.
Again, second consecutive playoff season.
He's got to deliver.
Got to deliver. What did I say coming into the series? What did I say coming into the playoffs? What have I going to question about OKC or yet? Number 2 option. Go ahead, Shanae.
I absolutely agree. The importance of Aaron Gordon, just look no further than the 2-game winners, the variety that he did it. Buzzer beater, talking about hamstring, above the rim, knocking it down, with a dunk, but then also the 3, on the Thunder home court. So, that's impactful. That's pivotal. But, J-Dub, that has been the biggest question. We know that Shea, and you heard him on the stand, he's always cool, calm, collected. We say Shea Butter because he's so smooth, right? You saw the Nuggets treat Game 6 like Game 7 because it essentially was. It was win or go home, right? Shea and the Thunder, when they go back home, they're going to have that type of energy, that type of sense of urgency. I think the Nuggets are capable, but I do give the edge to Oklahoma City just because we have not yet seen, I guess you can say, a signature MVP performance from either star, even though the numbers are bonkers. I have the numbers here. I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is averaging 29, 7, and 7, and Jokic nearly 30, 15 and 6. It's wild what you think they're able to do, but now at home, this is a team where role players play better at home. And J-Dub has to emerge. I think he's going to look motivated coming off of, 6 points, like a career playoff low, and he's going to have to do something. You also started to see Chet Holmgren playing, more aggressive. The pieces are coming together. This is the youngest team in basketball learning on the fly, but they have a tall task in Jokic.
I picked OKC to win this series in 7 games before it started. I'm sticking with that pick. And I feel even more comfortable about it when I watched Jokic walk off the court last night and wave goodbye to Denver's fans as if he wouldn't be back, because that's what I'm thinking. He ain't going to be back this year. Having said that, I don't dismiss nor underestimate Denver from the standpoint, understand that Jamal Murray in Game 7s averages 24 games, shoots 93% from the free throw line. Brother don't miss free throws when it counts.
They played a lot of games.
And he shows up and they play Game 7s. This is not foreign territory for him. Aaron Gordon is a big deal. No way they're winning if he's hobbled. They're not beating Oklahoma City. I think if he's healthy, they're still not going to beat him. Okay? Jokic is Jokic. No matter him waving goodbye, he's still going to wave hello to the OKC fans because he's going to show up for a Game 7. No doubt about that. And I love the fact that there's a 2-day break because you're giving them rest because you don't want fatigue being any kind of excuse for a Game 7. So I love that from a scheduling perspective. Let me get back to Jay Williams and Shea Butter. Shea Butter, I believe, is the modern-day elevated version of the Iceman, George Gervin. Special, okay? Make no mistake about it. Without the finger rolls, he's just special. But Game 7s ain't for smoothness. Game 7s is for intensity. Game 7s is for urgency. And I need to see that from Oklahoma City. To my man, Jalen Williams, never met him. I am a fan of this brother. I think this brother's a future star in the league. He's got a sensational game. I don't know whether it's a sports psychologist or anything like that. My brother, you need to go see somebody, to find out what the hell goes on with you when the playoffs arrive. I'm looking at these numbers here. He's averaging 16.5 points and 34% shooting. That's not great by any stretch of the imagination, particularly considering he averaged nearly 22 on 48% shooting during the regular season. But if you look at his numbers, I'm looking at him in Game 6 last night. 6 points, 3 of 16 shooting, 19%. Really? Really? That's what you bring? In a Game 6, it's unacceptable. I'm looking at him through the series. 5 for 20, 5 for 14, 2 for 13, 3 for 16. That's unacceptable. You need more from your secondary star, and he is a bona fide secondary star option who is not playing like it. So on national television, he needs to hear in front of your hometown fans for a Game 7, you left Shea hanging last year against Dallas. Don't do it again. It's time for Jalen Williams. They showed, they show pictures of him, show pictures of parents and all of this stuff. Yeah, you got the support and the love. You deserve it because you can ball. You are not a scrub. Nobody is asking you to do something you can't do. We're asking you to show the same skill set you do in the regular season. Bring it to the postseason. It is time because if they lose, y'all know who I'm going to look at. Mr. Sam Presti. I'm going to look at the executive of the year, phenomenal executive in terms of accruing talent. I am not going to ignore the fact, Janae, he knows this because I've said it many times. He has been running the basketball franchise for 17 years and doesn't have one championship to show for it. Always be closing. Alec Baldwin, Glenn Ross. Always be closing. He's never closed. Something's wrong with that.
There's all the pressure is on OKC. They've been the best team in the NBA for most of the season. Denver, like we said, fired their...
Hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn các bạn cách làm một chiếc vòng đeo tay đơn giản từ len nhé. Nguyên liệu của mình đây, mình sẽ sử dụng 2 màu sắc như thế này để làm nhé mọi người. Đó là màu tím và màu hồng, mình sẽ kết hợp lại với nhau. Sử dụng kim móc len này, kéo này. Rồi bây giờ mình sẽ bắt tay vào làm. Đầu tiên thì sẽ sử dụng cái phần màu hồng này trước nhé. Mình gỡ len ra. Đây. Bây giờ sẽ đo nhé. Mọi người làm vòng tay cho ai thì đo với tay của người đó. Đây được một cái khúc như thế này này. Mình sẽ chập làm đôi như vậy để lấy một cái phần len nó dài gấp đôi ra. Bây giờ sẽ móc vào đây một cái nút thắt nha. Đây, bây giờ sẽ móc vào đây. Móc những cái mũi bình kết nha mọi người. Móc xuống này. Cứ luân phiên từng mũi một nhá. Mình tiếp tục móc. Đấy, móc luân phiên như thế này là được. được những cái mũi rất là dày dặn như thế này. Tiếc nha mọi người.